اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah, slowly we are making good progress. In last lesson we learned about a different type of khabar which is called jar majroor, harf jar, ism majroor, and it's called shibh jumla, which comes as a khabar in jumlatul ismiya. Inshallah, today we'll be learning about genders in Arabic. So before we proceed, as usual, we're just going to practice our pronouns, so it makes it more stronger. We're nearly there. We're going to start using them from today, inshallah. So huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. Inshallah. So practice this. This will help you. So coming to genders. Like we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything in pairs. So we got male and female. So we got male and in female. In English language, we use another reference, what we call as an it. If you want to refer an object, you can say like it is like this, it is like that. So in Arabic, we should know that there is no it. There is only male or female. Everything in Arabic has to be under a category of male or a female. So what is a male called? It's called al-dhakur. It comes from the word zakara. And the masculine is called muzakkar. This is the word which we'll be using to identify a noun is a male. It's a muzakkar. And what is a female called? Al-inath. And that is a feminine word is called mu'annath. This is the word which we'll be using. Mudhakkar means male, a masculine. Mu'annath means feminine. So as we said, everything in Arabic, all the nouns, and the beauty of Arabic is even the actions have a gender attached to it. So that is a muzakkar if it is a male, and if it is mu'annas if it is a female. So we are learning about nouns. So we will stick to nouns for the moment, and inshallah as we go, we'll learn about verbs. We know how to make it, learn about genders in verbs. So nouns can be either muzakkar or mu'annas. Let's give you some example of muzakkar. For example, if you see here, talibun. Sorry, the lam is missing here. Talibun means a student. Mudarrisun means a teacher. Muslimun, muallimun. If you see in natural state, the word in Arabic is a male and it has got tanween. So we do something to make that word a feminine. So that's what we're going to learn now. So what do we do? To make it a feminine or mu'annath, we add a letter which looks like this, and this is called a ta. It's called a ta. We're going to learn in detail about this. So we've learned that in Arabic alphabet that we've seen this ta. This ta is called a open ta, and this is called a closed ta. We will see what they are called in Arabic. So when you see this ta, it is called a ta maftuhatun, which is open. The arms of it are open. And this ta is called Taa Marbutah. So we'll learn why it's called Taa Marbutah. The reason why it's called Taa Marbutah is if you take this ta and if you tie the ends of these ta, that it becomes like a knot. That is why it's called Taa Marbutah. Rabata means to tie, Marbuta means which has been tied. So this ta has been tied, that's why it's called Taa Marbutah. When you see this sign of Taa Marbutah at the end of a noun, 99.9% that is a sign that you are talking about a feminine word. The word or the thing is a feminine. So let's give you some example. So if I am saying talibun, sorry the lam is missing here, talibun, a student, I mean a male student. When I am saying talibun, I mean a male student. How do I say if I want to say a female student? So I will say talibatun. A ta is added to the word, then that becomes a feminine word, talibatun. So it's like you decorate it with a flower. Mudarrisun, how do you write? Mudarrisatun. Muslimun, if you want some male Muslim, so if Muslimatun is a female Muslim. Muallimun, and we have Muallimatun. So when you see a Taa Marbutah, 99.9% of the time, it is a sign of feminine, a female. So this is just a little bit about how you write this Ta. If you see here, Ustaz means a teacher, a male teacher. Ustazatun or Ustaza, what is in Arabic called as a female teacher. When this Ta comes after a naughty letter which does not allow the letters to be joined, and the Ta is written in a circle. But if the letter comes, Ta Marbutah comes after a letter which allows you to join, then it is written in this fashion. So this is how you identify. If you see this Ta, that means it is feminine. If you see this Ta, then also it means it's feminine. So both are Ta Marbutah. We need to identify. Like in here, like Ustazatun, a female teacher. Mufakkiratun means a female thinker. Mufakkir means one who thinks. Mufakkiratun means the female who thinks. Again here, talibatun, the lam has been missing, and talibun, talibatun, mudarrisun, mudarrisatun. Coming to writing, if you just quickly remember, when we did this session on understanding Arabic vowel signs, we learned that when there is two dhammas which is written on a letter, if it is two fathas, it is written on an alif, and if it is two kasra, it is below the letter. Let's see how it is written on a Ta Marbutah. If you see here Ta Marbutah, dhammas are written on top of a letter, even the fathas are written on top of a letter. So it is not written on alif, it is written normally, and kasra is written normally below the word. This is the difference between muzakkar word. Mudarrisan is written on an alif, mudarrisatan is written on a normal Ta Marbutah. So we have to remember when we are writing and practicing. So just to give you how it is written, the muzakkar form and a muannas form. You have to remember. So coming to the signs, mudarrisatun, mudarrisatan, mudarrisatin. So we're just gonna talk a little bit more about the sign or the sounds like tun, tan, tin. A noun which takes a different signs in a different situation is called declension. We say the noun is declinable, where it changes its sound from mudarrisatun to mudarrisatan or mudarrisatin, or it is mudarrisun, mudarrisan, mudarrisin, where a noun changes its sound to tun, tan, tin. Un and in is called a declension, where the sound declines. So when a word takes double dhamma or single dhamma, double fatha and kasra at the end of the letter, it's called fully flexible, or if we can say it declines fully, or it is also known as triptote. What do you mean? I mean here, if you see mudarrisun, mudarrisan, mudarrisin. So the word is can take a dhamma, fatha and kasra. If you see for a feminine words, mudarrisatun, mudarrisatan, mudarrisatin. So the word is taking dhamma, fatha and kasra. So when a word takes at the end of it a dhamma, fatha or kasra, that is called a fully flexible, or it declines fully, or we can call a triptote. Triptote means triply. However, the certain nouns, we need to know that they do not take kasra at the end of the letter, and those are called partially flexible. They take kasra, but after kasra there is no fatha at the end of the letter. So these are called a dip toot or partially flexible, or it can say declines partially. So we just talk a little bit about this so we can understand the following sessions, inshallah. So any noun in its original form has a single dhamma at the end of the letter. You need to remember this. Any noun which has got a single dhamma, a noun with a single dhamma in a natural form, there is no al attached to it. It's naturally, it has got a single dhamma, and those letters don't take kasra at the end of the letter. I'll give you some very famous examples, so easy to remember. If I say Ibrahimu, if you see here naturally, it's not Ibrahimun, it's not like Muhammadun. Muhammadun will be Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. But Ibrahimu will be, or Isma will be Ibrahima and Ibrahima. It will not take a kasra because naturally in its form it's called single dhamma. Another example, Ismailu, Ismaila and Ismaila. Even if it is majroor, if any harf jar comes, you will not see a sign of kasra there, but we will still know that it is majroor because it is a dip toot. It is a partially flexible. So coming to feminine words, they are fully flexible. Same condition here. If you see two dhammas, then that noun will be fully flexible. Okay. So let's give you example. Mudarrisatun, mudarrisatan, mudarrisatin. In feminine words, there are certain words which ends with single dhamma. Most of the feminine names which ends with single dhamma, and all the feminine names are dip toot. They don't take kasra. This is why we're learning about dip toot, is because all the feminine names, they don't take kasra. If I give you some examples, you will understand better. If I say Aminatu, it's Aminatu. Fatimatu. So if you see, naturally they are ending with single dhamma. It's not Fatimatun, it's Fatimatu. And Zainabu. Zainabu is the name of a female. Even if you don't say Taa Marbutah, Zainabu is the name of a female. All feminine names does not take kasra. So it will be Aminata. So even if harf jar comes, I'm like Azhabu ila Aminata, I'm going to Amina. Aminata. Fatimatu, Fatimata, Fatimata. Zainabu, Zainaba, Zainaba. They don't take kasra. These are called dip toots. This is what we got to learn. So we got fully flexible or trip toot, and you have partially flexible or dip toot. We learn more as we go along. For the moment, this is what we need to remember. So, little bit about how you pronounce this word, ta. When we stop at the letter, if we're pronouncing on its own, we say Aminatu. But if we are ending at ta, we pronounce as it ha. We say Amina, Amina. It's not Amina, it's Amina. That is how it is pronounced. Pronunciation is slightly different. Fatimatu. If you want to end at the ta, we will say Fatima, Fatima, like a sound of ha. So we learned about how to make a noun, a feminine noun, is by putting a Taa Marbutah. There are two other ways where you can recognize that a noun is feminine. If you see this letter, so what is this letter called? It's called alif al-maqsoora. So if you see at the end of a noun this letter, then that is also a feminine word, mu'annas. So what is this? This is basically ya, in which the dots have been taken away. So then this sound becomes a. So it's no longer ya, it's a. So that is it's called a sound of a. That's why it's called alif. And it's because of this shape, it's called maqsoora. So if you see this shape, the sound of a, but shape of ya is called alif maqsoora. So if you see here, yusra, husna, so the letter is ending with maksura. That means this is a feminine word. Just remember this. So we're not going too much detail. So that is alif maksura. So there's another way how we can recognize the word is feminine. The first way is Taa Marbutah. Most of the nouns is very easy. If you see a ta, it's feminine. Second way is alif maksura. So what is the third way? It's called alif mamduda. What is it called? Alif mamduda. Mamduda means that alif is supported by hamza, which is madad. So alif mamduda. So when you see this combination at the end of the letter of a noun, then we know that is a feminine word. Like hasanun, say feminine we call hasana'u, zarqa'u. So these are the feminine words. So what are the ways a noun can be feminine? Most common one is Taa Marbutah. This is what we need to remember. However, there are other ways, alif maksura and alif mamduda, which can make a noun feminine. Inshallah, we'll do a plenty of practice. We'll understand this better. So as we say in Arabic, you have male and female for every noun, whether it is name, person, animal, thing, adjective, so whatever. There is no it. So what do we have in place of it? So we have to refer some way in when you are communicating. So how do we recognize? So everything has to be a masculine or feminine. So in place of it, in Arabic, we use a pronoun. Remember the pronoun huwa, huma, hum? So these pronouns will give a meaning of it when we use it in a sentence. So we use two pronouns to replace it. One is huwa, which is used for a male. When you are talking about a male object, we use huwa, and if you're talking about a female object, we use hiya. Huwa means she, he, but if you're using for an object, it is used as an it, and hiya means she if you're referring a human being, and if you're referring for an object, that means it means it. Let me give you some example. So like for example, qalamun, kitabun, miftahun. If you want to say it, like al-qalamu, say the pen, huwa al-maktabi, it is on the table. This is how we use it, huwa, because it is a male word, we use huwa. Al-kitabu huwa fil ghurfati, it is in the room, al-kitab. So this is how. So we should not get confused. When you see huwa, it doesn't mean he as a male, it means it's just using as an it. If you use for a female word, see if you see here Taa Marbutah means all feminine words. Sa'atun means watch, sayyaratun means car, ghurfatun means room. So these words will be referred to as hiya. So you say as-sa'atu hiya ala sariri, it is on the bed, the watch is on the bed. Say as-sayyaratu, the car, hiya fi shari', it is in the street. So this is how you use in place of it, huwa and hiya. So we are talking about sentences. So this is the last thing we're going to talk today, inshallah. But we know in a Jumlatul Ismiyah, going back to our Jumlatul Ismiyah, so if you recollect that we have a mubtada and we've got a khabar. So if we are talking about males, for example, if we say Muhammad, he is coming, we don't say Muhammad, she is coming. It does not match. So when you're talking about a subject, the news has to match the proper gender. So if you say Fatima, we say she is coming, we don't say he is coming. Similarly, exactly same thing in Arabic. When we talking about a male object, we use a male gender. When using the mubtada is muzakkar, the khabar will be muzakkar. If mubtada is mu'annas, then we use a mu'annas word to make it a khabar. Let's do some example, inshallah. So all this will fall in place. So if we see here at-talibu, the student, that means the male student. So the blue word here means that is the khabar of it. So it says here sick. So if we have to say sick, maridun. See, it's not maridatun, maridun. So we give the khabar matches saying that he is sick. The talib is sick. The student is sick. But if you look here, at-talibatun, the Taa Marbutah, that is, we are talking about a female. So we are giving a news that she is young. So how do we use it? We say saghiratun. We don't say saghirun, we say saghiratun. So the news has to match the gender. So if you're talking about a male, then you give a news which is appropriate. If you're talking about a female, we give a news which is appropriate. So inshallah, this will be sent to you as homework. So you sit down, practice and write this and get stronger. So there's a lot of concepts. Just go through it slowly, stop and write it and practice it. Inshallah, it will be easy. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.